clock. Mario Rivera going to jump the other side. You're going to have jump ball there. Taken, Shelby Heil jumps, but Malia Melton comes up with it, and we're off and running. And Hendrix right now in the man-to-man defense. Melton going to drive in, spin back over her left shoulder, flip it up and in. And that's good to see early out of Malia Melton. Malia, unfortunately, has been dealing with some foul troubles over the last couple of games. And we will see Canadal with the ball over in the corner. The ball's going to be knocked away, and Gaetanos gets the steal. Hoffman takes it, and Allison going to bring it into the front court, and Gaetanos going to run point. Interesting change for Coach Ritchie over the last couple of games. First about 10 games, Hoffman had the ball at point, and as of now, Allison has been off the ball, and Gaetanos has been running point. Hoffman playing more of a two-guard, and I wonder if that's part because Havica has been out the last couple of games. First shot on the other end was missed by Camaria Rivera. That shot going to be off the mark, no good, and Briley Elder going to come up with the rebound. Shot was taken there by number 3, Simone Shields. Her first shot attempt of the game, off the mark, and Oglethorpe will come the other way. Remember, it's 4 10-minute quarters in women's basketball at the D3 level. Melton going to get it down underneath, back outside to Rivera. Her 12-footer going to drop and good, and Camaria Rivera. Talked to her some last week about the face-up game and some of the things that she's able to accomplish now facing up, especially when Kat Johnson comes in as well. Have a little bit more height on the front line. Hendrix going to try to get the ball down underneath. Brady with it. A couple of head fakes. That's no good. Rivera has it and knocked to the ground, and it's going to be out of bounds off of Shelby Heil. Oglethorpe with an early 4-0 lead, as I was mentioning, 4 10-minute periods. Bonus comes on the 5th foul. There is no 1-and-1 in the women's game. Melton going to put her head down, drive in, scoop that one up and in. And you can see a concerted effort early for Oglethorpe. It's get the ball in the painted area with Malia Melton and Camaria Rivera, and a 6-0 Stormy Petrels lead. Gaetanos playing some really tough defense up top. Oglethorpe will switch 1 through 5. That shot no good. Rivera grabs the rebound, and Gaetanos going the other way. 3-on-2 break opportunity. Nice bounce pass underneath. Hoffman misses the reverse layup. Melton comes back in for the rebound. Elder from downtown. That's going to be off the front rim. Rivera grabs it. She's going to go over her left shoulder and draw a foul. And Briley Elder shooting over 40% from downtown on the year. You love to see her get open looks early on, and it's kind of rare when she actually misses a shot, because it seems like every time she shoots one, it's going to go in. Briley on the year, as a matter of fact, shooting 43.3% from downtown. Camaria's first free throw up and going to rattle around and out. Camaria right now shooting at 70% from the foul line, which is really good for somebody that handles it and gets as many free throws as she does. Second free throw going to be short, but rebounded by Allison Hoffman. Hoffman going to kick it back out. Elder, that's going to be a 3-ball, and that was going to be just short. Probably didn't really get the puppy set on that one. Hendrix running the other way, and we're going to get an offensive foul called on number 3, Simone Shields. Jess Gaetanos gets in there and puts her body in harm's way and gets knocked to the canvas. I will tell you, the blacktop here, a little softer than your normal blacktop, but it still hurts when you get thrown to the ground. Gaetanos running point. Oglethorpe up 6-0. Hoffman with a 3, and she drills it. First 3 of the day for Allison Hoffman. We like to call that one a money ball from the top of the key, and we'll get a timeout on the floor. 6:50 to go here in the first period, and Oglethorpe's off and running. It's 9-0. We'll pause with them on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. Back here on the Oglethorpe Sports Network, John Michaels here. Early 9-0 Stormy Petrel's lead. Men will be up next against Hendrix. Hendrix men coming in at 3-9. They are also 0-1 in SAA play. They're going to do the same thing. Normally when SAA play gets going, you know how that's going to operate. Teams that come this way do the Georgia swing typically, or they do the Georgia-Tennessee swing. When we go on the road, it's Mississippi and Arkansas and everywhere else. Oglethorpe switching. It's almost like a 2-3. It is a 2-3 matchup zone, and they lose an offensive player on the back end. Shelby Heil sneaks in on the backside and lays it up for the first score for Hendrix. 9-2 early, about midway through the first period. Melton drives to the foul line, kicks it around to Elder. She's going to look under to Rivera. No double team coming. And they're going to call an offensive foul. Number 10, Shelby Heil, takes the charge. Rivera was looking to spin back over that left shoulder. A couple of substitutions coming in for the Warriors. Number 13, Braylee Forrest. And number 14, Natalie Edmondson, going to check into the game in a 9-2 contest early on. Megan Gray also in handling the rock right now. She's going to swing it around, and Oglethorpe back to man-to-man. They went 2-3 one time, gave up a layup and said enough of that. 3-ball going to be launched on the way, no good by Gray. Offensive rebound taken by Forrest. And they're going to get a kickball there out of Melton. Coach Ritchie going to have to work on a couple of substitutions as you're down about 4 women tonight, as we mentioned. Kat Johnson and Anna Conza set to check in. It'll be Rivera and Hoffman checking out. Hendrix going to inbound the ball. Tanos, and it looks like they are still in some kind of switching defense. Rebound taken, and a second one up and in, and good. Braylee Forrest, a 6'1" freshman out of Paris, Arkansas. The offensive rebound and stick back, and I will tell you, head coach Drew Gang, and I apologize, I had the wrong one. We get a layup up and good as well. But Drew Gang, his 12th season, when I say he is absolutely animated on the sideline, I love it. I coach AAU and do a lot of the same thing. Basket there by Ava Canadal. He is like fist pumping and turning beet red going up and down the floor right now. 11-6 right now in favor of Oglethorpe, but he is fired up. Elder going to drive in and have that one blocked by Forrest. And we're going to get multiple substitutions. Kayla D. Herrera. You are also going to have Ellie Ronan checking in. Is that correct? Yeah. And you're also going to have Carly Bell checking in. Johnson gets it and drains her first shot. Ellie Ronan, her first chance getting in the game, 6'2" redshirt sophomore out of Park Ridge, Illinois. I had the double take just to make sure that was who was in the game, because I have not seen Ellie in the game before. So glad to see her. A lot of size on the front line, and Oglethorpe going to go back 2-3. And Johnson comes up with a steal on the poke away by Anna Conza. So you're talking about, you've got 6'2" in Ellie Ronan, Kat Johnson, who's listed at 6'4". So you've got double post. There's times out right now that the women have more height on the floor than the men's team. Bell from downtown. She's going to launch that one, no good. Johnson comes up with the offensive rebound. Stick back goes up and in, and good for Kat. Using all 6'4". Drew Gang pretty aggravated. Thought Kat Johnson got away with a double dribble at the foul line. 15-6 your score. 3:42 to go here in the first period. That 3-ball off the mark, no good. Long rebound taken by Cates. Johnson with it up top. Apologize, got an emergency call. Had to take that real quick. 3 for De Herrera, and that's a money ball out of the corner pocket. 18-6 early. Johnson with the block shot. Going to be out of bounds, and the ball is going to stay here. We'll get the media timeout. Or actually, no, we're not. Kamari Rivera going to come in, and a good first couple of minutes there for Ellie Ronan. She's going to sub in, and it's 18-6. 3 ball going to be taken up, no good, rebounded, fought for. Rivera going to get it. She says no. She says, Anna, that one's going to be mine, and De Herrera going to come down and run it the other way. Hendrix staying man-to-man, and you could see De Herrera again. That one comes off the side of the backboard, no good. Rebound taken and running out of there by Cates. Cates coming the other way. Shields with it, skips that one across. Back to Kate. She's going to get an open 3. That's going to be off the mark and no good, and rebounded by De Herrera. And we're going to get a hockey line change the next trip down. De Herrera, Kanza, Johnson, Rivera, and Bell. Kanza going to swing it across. Bell has it. They look underneath, and it goes just off the fingertips of Rivera. So Hoffman, Melton, Elder, Gaetanos back in. So the starting 5 back on the floor after a nice 3 or 4 minute stretch for the backups. 18-6 the score right now. Oglethorpe in front. Stormy Petrel shooting 53% from the field right now. They've held Hendrix to just 21.5% from the field. Oglethorpe 2 of 6 from downtown. Hendrix is yet to connect on a 3. They're 0 for 5. Shields with it on the wing, going to look underneath, and that one's going to go out of bounds. Gaetanos going to bring it up, and Hendrix going to pick up defense a little bit further out. And Coach Gang, again, very animated, doing a really good job with the women that he has. Gaetanos going to walk into a 3, have that one hit off the front rim, and that rebound's going to be taken by Cates. Gaetanos with a good shot, just hit front rim and bounded right to Cates. And Oglethorpe playing some really solid defense right now, keeping everything out on the perimeter for Hendrix. It's going to be a little flip runner there by Gray, no good, taken, rebounded, and Melton off and running. She's going to get it to Elder. Elder going to put her head down, and they're going to get a blocking foul. Foul going to be called there on number 11, Megan Gray, 5'6" sophomore out of Greenwood, Arkansas. Elder going to go to the line, shooting 2. Subbing in Ava Canadal, coming back in. Checking out is Gray. Elder really good from the foul line. Matter of fact, Briley is 82.5% from the free throw line so far this year. Makes the first. Second one up and good as well. Ellie Ronan going to sub back in. You love to see Ellie get some opportunity as conference play gets underway, adding some height. Now she'll play in the post. Rivera will sit down. Probably let Kamaria sit the last minute and some change. Coach Ritchie, just a completely different team than he had a year ago. Much more height, much more guard play. Layup no good. Rebounded by Elder. And that's not to take a shot at the ladies last year. I thought the ladies last year fought, scrapped, and ended up having a really nice over 500 season. But you could see this team has a chance to be something special before the year is all said and done. Underneath the Ronan, she's going to lay it up and in. And first basket of the year and a left-handed fist pump right there out of Coach Ritchie. Alex Ritchie loves to see that entry pass getting into some post play and a 22-6 lead for Oglethorpe. Ronan gets in front, uses some size. And we're going to get a loose ball out of bounds, turnover. 22 left in the first period. Oglethorpe off and running. We're going to have a special guest coming up, former Oglethorpe student, class of 23, Ben Schick, who does a great job working down on the floor, doing stats and research and everything else with Daniel Monge and his team. He's going to come up and sit in during the second half, maybe some of the first half of the men's game. Give me a partner. So you guys don't just have to hear my voice the entire time, which I think my kids get tired of hearing it. Hopefully you guys don't. Gaetano's going to try to take a shot before it's all said and done. Has that one knocked away. 1 second on the shot clock. Hoffman from downtown, and she's going to miss at the buzzer. We'll take a timeout. First quarter in the books. It's 22-6. Oglethorpe in front right here on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. Back on the blacktop here at Pinholster Court in the Duro Fieldhouse. John Michaels hanging out with you. Oglethorpe women's basketball, we're underway. It's 22-6 at the end of one. Oglethorpe off and running. Had a really good first period where they shot 50% from the floor and played really efficient defense. And as soon as I say that, Kamaria Rivera comes up with a steal. 17% from the floor for Hendrix. Gaetano's going to run point. Little horn action here. Hoffman going to dribble into a pull-up jumper. That one's going to be just off the mark. No good. Elder playing Briley on the spot. Comes up with a rebound. Kicks it to Rivera, and they'll reset with 17 on the clock. We kind of kicked into that part of the college basketball season. We'll get a double dribble there called on Malia Melton. Subbing in for the first time is going to be number 14, Natalie Edmondson. Back in is number 11, Megan Gray. Leaders right now for Oglethorpe. It is Malia Melton with 4, Kat Johnson with 4, and then a balanced effort of 7 other women that have a basket or some free throws. So balanced scoring out of the 22. Oglethorpe switching everything up top. And that's going to be a nice move, and just off the mark is Canadal. Melton going the other way. Malia going to drive in, little Euro hop, and that's going to go up and in for Malia Melton. Malia's going to be huge come conference play. Somebody you really need to depend on. 3 ball off the mark. Malia tips it. Rivera going to run it down for the rebound, bring it into the front court, and hand it off to Gaetanos. Malia is somebody who has really transformed her game and gotten a lot better with everything. The only thing that's kind of kept her in trouble is she's been in foul trouble a lot and just takes the rhythm away. Konza going to drive in, scoop it with the right hand, no good. Rivera grabs a rebound, misses, grabs her second rebound, gathers herself, and then hits about a 5-foot pull-up jumper. 26-6, Oglethorpe is rolling. Here in the opener, and SAA play will take a timeout with them with 8:04 to go in the second period on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. We're back on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. 26-6 your score early on. Oglethorpe leading the Warriors of Hendrix. Early run. Malia Melton with 6. Kamaria Rivera now with 4. Kat Johnson with 4. Kanza in along with the rest of the starting 5. She's in for Hoffman. And Oglethorpe going to switch back to a 2-3 zone where they're matching up kind of everywhere. 3 ball going to be on the way, taken by Gray, no good, but rebound underneath by Force. Another 3-point shot on the way, and that one's good. Simone Shields lines up and drills that one, and it's 26-9. First 3 of the game for the Warriors. They're going to go 2-3 for the first time. Elder's going to get a corner 3. Miss. That's 0 for 3. Bradley doesn't usually miss many of those. Kanza step back 3, and she comes back the other way. Really good ball movement. Ball was missed. Offensive rebound. Kick to Melton. Melton finds the open shooter, and Kanza knocks it in for a 20-point lead. Oglethorpe really keeping Hendrix out on the perimeter, and we're going to get a foul called, looks like, on Kanza. Bell and Johnson going to check back in. Be for Rivera and for Elder. So it's going to be Kanza, Johnson. Actually, Rivera staying in. Elder and Melton coming out, so some real size on the front line again. As I mentioned, now with Ellie Ronan being able to play again, Johnson out playing some defense. Rebound taken by Rivera. Gaetanos walking in into the front court. Now you can really go high-low, and that's exactly what they do. Johnson missed the backdoor cut and then misses the layup. She had Carly Bell on a backdoor cut, didn't see her. Cat a little strong on that one, but you see the offensive identity. Let's go high-low with Rivera, Johnson, Ronan. Melton as well. 3 ball on the way from Shields, no good. Car crash underneath, taken by Rivera. Had about 4 young women fly into the ground there, and Gaetano's going to walk it into the front court. Jess and I may have to come up with some kind of wager as Miami will open with Florida next year. Nice drive, up and in off the window for Carly Bell. If Jess's family's listening, I'll be down in Gainesville in early August for the Miami and Florida football game. Jess, a noted Gator fan. I am a noted University of Miami Hurricane, so we'll have to figure out some kind of wager there. It'll be friendly and fun. It will not be against NCAA violations, I can promise you that much. Shields going to drive in. Johnson, and they're going to get the hoop and the harm. Really nice, strong move there by Shelby Heil, playing through the body. Johnson went for the shot block, missed it, and Heil's going to get an and one. And Ellie Ronan going to check back into the game. Kamaria Rivera going to sit down. Kamaria with 4. Very balanced effort right now for the Petrels. 3-point play completed. Heil knocks that one in and immediately subs out. Riley Brady going to sub back in. De Herrera going to come in for Gaetanos. You love it. And again, a bunch of women not playing tonight. Gabby Hudson, Mia Havica, Morgan Skipper. Going a little deeper into the rotation, but now it's 5 and 5. It's almost they're subbing 5 and 5 as Coach Ritchie. Kanza with it. Ronan calling for it underneath, and she's going to be fouled underneath. Brady's going to be called for the foul. And coming back in is going to be Heil. It's going to be just the the first team foul for the Warriors. Oglethorpe with 2. They'll get it underneath to Johnson. Johnson with some head fakes. And they're going to call a travel, saying she picked up her pivot foot. Some of the men's team filing in over here. Perry Robinson, Uba Zigbo, Jordan James, seeing some of the guys coming in to watch. Assistant coach Ryan Janai over there, getting the men ready. Second game for them at SAA play. They are in first place. They beat Barry. We'll remind them of that until they're not in first place, which hopefully is no time soon. Shot blocked by Ronan. You can tell she plays with a little edge for the first time coming back in. When she's looking for positioning underneath, really bodying down. And we're going to have a turnover by De Herrera. Kayla, 5'6", redshirt sophomore out of Boca Raton. I always like to mention my old stomping grounds of Florida. I'll be heading back there January 19th. I will miss the game the 19th, taking my son for one of his Christmas presents. Nice block shot by Johnson. Bell going to get it, drive baseline, pull up, stop, and pop just off the mark. Ronan with the offensive rebound and stick back. 33-12. Oglethorpe just really getting after it with some size. Ronan going to be called for a foul on that one. Did not go vertical. Arms were kind of leaning over top of Shelby Heil. Heil is battling underneath. Hoffman going to come back in, as is Malia Melton. Johnson and Cons are going to sub out. 33-12 is your score right now. Simone Shields leading the way for the Warriors. She's got 5. Ava Canadal with 3 and Shelby Heil with 2. Heil's free throw going to be off the back iron and no good. Melton with 6, Konza with 5, Rivera with 4. Leading the way for Oglethorpe. Heil with her second free throw opportunity. It's going to be off the back iron and no good. And Shields comes in and grabs it, but it's tipped out and Carly Bell's got it. And Carly going to bring it across. Good to see her healthier. I know I've mentioned that before, but last year was running around with a giant knee brace on. She does have a sleeve on right now, but moving a heck of a lot better. You can absolutely see the talent. She can shoot it. Head fake there. Thought she was going to take a 3. De Herrera comes off the down screen, stops and pops from 15 and drills it. And you could see the out-of-conference schedule playing against some really good competition has sharpened the skills for these young women who are really just getting after it. Shields going to scoop one up, no good. Melton grabs the rebound, and they're going to call a travel. She did fall to the ground. I thought she got pulled down to the ground. No call. Elder going to sub back in. Inbound going to be triggered right now by Kate. Number 30 in for the first time. That's Carter Crane. And the ball's going to be knocked out of bounds by Ronan. I'm going to tell you, Ellie Ronan at 6'2", been injured quite a bit. I'm sure the conditioning is going to have to get there. And you notice she's playing like 3-minute stretches, but my goodness, she looks like she can be an intimidator on the front line. I don't know that you'll ever go all 3 with Johnson, Rivera, and Ronan, but my goodness, you'd have a giant front line. Layup attempt going to be around and no good, and Rivera, good box out there, coming up with a rebound, and De Herrera coming the other way. 35-12, 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Oglethorpe firmly in control right from the outset. Shields almost going to come up with a steal. Elder coming around, kicks it to Hoffman. Hoffman thought about the 3. She gets it to Rivera at the foul line. Kamaria with set of head fakes, and she's going to get fouled by Crane and have a chance to shoot some free throws. Subbing back in is going to be number 5, or for the first time, Maddie Pardick. She's going to come in, and subbing back in Megan Gray. Jessamy Gaetanos coming back in. Rivera's first free throw up and good. Second free throw for Kamaria. Take that one. Front rim it, no good. Crane comes up with a rebound. And there's 2:45 to go here in the first half. Very clean game, not a lot of fouls called. A lot of switching up top. Rivera going to come up with a block there on Purdick, who took her first shot. Kamaria kind of imposing her will underneath. Elder is wide open. Gaetanos doesn't see her here in the corner. Briley has not moved. Going to reset this time. Melton going to kick it out. Gaetanos with 10 on the shot clock. They've missed Briley Elder for 20 seconds on the shot clock. They finally find her, and it pays off with a 3. It may have taken them about 12 seconds to find her over in the corner, but when Briley Elder gets the puppy set, she's going to knock it in about 45% of the time, and that one goes down for another money ball from the wing, 39-12. Shields, head fake's going to pump fake, shoot a little runner, no good. Rebound taken by Hoffman. Allison heading the other way. Going to put a shoulder down, and they're going to call a foul. Foul called on number 2, Ava Canadal. Like the shoe game there for Canadal and for Simone Shields. I'm a fan of the bright shoes. Melton with the left hand off the window and good. And Malia playing one of her best games of the year right now, under control, finding what she wants. And Gaetanos just like a bulldog up front, playing some great lockdown defense. And they'll drop back into this sort of amoeba-ish type D, where there's a lot of switching. Hoffman comes out and plays defense. 6 on the shot clock, 5. Crane's going to have to get it up here quickly. Shields turns around, fires a 3, and no good. And they're going to call a foul, and I believe there was. Foul going to be called on Gaetanos. And it's going to be 3 shots for Shields. Right call, right up against the shot clock, but it is absolutely the right call. Hoffman going to sub out. Kanza going to come back in. 41-12 is your score. Shields' first free throw up and no good. Second free throw up, and that's going to go good. Briley Elder thought it was only 2. She ran in for the box out scenario. Third free throw is going to be pure. So 2 out of 3 made there for Simone Shields. Driving in. Gaetano's going to shoot it, no good, and Crane comes up with the rebound. I was looking, I saw a game between a D1 school and a Division II school, and there's some times in women's or men's basketball you can get some lopsided matchups. I've never seen anything like this, I don't think. And a foul called. Kanza gets thrown out of the way by Shields. Grambling State, their women's team, beat Division II College of Biblical Studies 159-18 last Tuesday. The biggest margin of victory in the history of Division I women's basketball. Tigers were up 34-0, and at halftime they led 82-10. I played Grambling in baseball. I went to an NAIA school. Nice pass there by Leah Melton. Briley Elder, corner 3, good. You find Briley wide open, and her and Malia kind of pointing at each other across the court. I'll finish the story in a second, but that was a great drive and kick, Malia Melton to Briley Elder. 6 seconds left in the half. And being that we have a foul and there'll be some free throws coming, I'll finish the story. I was a freshman at an NAIA college in Tyler, Texas, Texas College. We played Grambling, who's Division I. They had a pitcher, and I played baseball and basketball, but this is a baseball story. They had a pitcher who was 6'6" and threw in the upper 90s and had been drafted by the Yankees. Mind you, we're in NAIA school. We had about 6 kids, and I'm not even sure that they had ever played baseball before. I had. Long story short, we lost 30-0. They made us bat around, which means we each got 1 at bat, 3-0 or 30-0 in 3 innings. After a 3-hour drive, we had to drive back home. So I feel bad for College of Biblical Studies, who, you know, those women do not deserve to lose in that fashion, but I understand what it's like. I was the only person on our team that actually put the ball in play. I took a 1-1 fastball and hit a 2-hopper to short. And I was telling everybody, I said, okay, he throws hard, but just, you know, get a little bit further back on the plate. We didn't have another guy put the ball in play. So I understand that. Not as bad here tonight. It is actually a much more competitive game, 44-15, 3 seconds to go. Gaetano's going to try to get off a three, gets a running three, and drills it, and knocks it in. Jessamy Gaetanos to end the half. Riley Elder, Allison Hoffman, Jess Gaetanos, and Malia Melton on the floor. Hendrix right now going to come back out, and it looks like they are going to stay man-to-man. Oglethorpe going to go right down to Rivera. Hoffman with a little head fake. He's going to dive underneath Gaetanos, corner three. Briley Elder up, and that's going to be off the mark, no good. Rebound taken off and running. Shields going the other way for the Warriors. She's going to get it underneath. Layup attempt going to be blocked. Riley Brady drive it in there, and Kamaria Rivera with the big rejection. So I got to ask you, when you're down on the floor, I can't hear the trash talk. I can see it. Who's the biggest trash talker you see down there in a good way?
So I'm going to say 13 Jess. Jess is she's fiery, but, yeah, she always has something to say. Usually backs it up with her play, and I'd probably go with Jess, yeah.
First time I had a chance to, Coach Ritchie had me come talk to the team, more just introduce myself, what I'm doing, and I sat through a practice, and Jess comes up to me and she goes, "You're the Miami fan, aren't you?" And I go, "Well, that would be correct." She goes, "I'm a Gator." She goes, "Don't hold that against me." I said, "I won't." Every now and then I'll mess with her. Kamaria Rivera, 15-foot elbow jumper, up and good. But you're right, she is fiery. She's a leader, and playing a little bit more tonight with some of the injuries.
Yeah, I think it's honestly a test of her character as with a younger group to be thrown into a position of leadership as a junior and kind of take the reins, especially as a point guard. Really got to step up and kind of lead. I think on and off the court you see that, and especially down to the table you see that. And like you said, at practice you can really kind of get a sense of that.
Yes, a lot of young girls playing. I say young, a lot of freshmen, underclassmen. Allison Hoffman in the game right now. She seems pretty fiery. She seems like one that will mix it up. Again, from what I can see here, not saying she's talking trash, but you could definitely see she doesn't back down from anything. And Gaetanos gets thrown to the floor. Hoffman comes up with a rebound, pushing it the other way. Jess probably going to stop and pop, sets the feet. Onion's good, and it's going to rattle around and in. Gaetanos for three. It's now 52-15. Does Kamaria say much of anything?
No, honestly, I think her play backs it up. I mean, double-digit first half rebounds will do all the talking you need, but more of a silent killer, I would say, for sure. Yeah,
there's a lot of times I'll see her, and you could see the look like, okay, this person can't guard me, get me the ball. I love it. The other one, Briley Elder, young freshman, can absolutely shoot the ball. And as she gets older and really gets to where she can do things, and Melton tries to find her, and there's something about that side over there. You've probably heard me on the broadcast say that side, we step out of bounds or teams step out of bounds about 5 times a game sitting on that side.
Yeah. I think, like you said, with Briley, I think it's a very, very bright future. Shooting with the confidence to shoot, not alone just shooting, but the confidence to shoot as a freshman, I think is a absolutely tremendous trait to have, and only brighter things to come.
She goes down, gets fouled from behind, doesn't miss free throws. I always will mess with the kids that I coach. I played 2-guard in college, and still at an advanced age, the one thing that has not gone away is my jump shot. I can still shoot. I'm not sure that I could outshoot Briley Elder because I watch her, and it is when she shoots free throws, and you'll see here, I mean, it barely hits the rim.
Every time. Every time. Yeah, absolutely.
I'd love to see her, and I'm trying to think of some of the men's team that could shoot it, sitting out there just letting it fly. The Kemp brothers, see the two of them standing out there. Maybe again, of course, now that's called the announcer's jinx. When you say somebody doesn't miss free throws and they miss one. 53-15. I've got Ben Schick with me, former student here at Oglethorpe, working in the sports department. Hawks fan. Now, are you a Falcons fan as well?
I am. Atlanta teams all across the board.
Okay.
Falcons, Atlanta United, Braves, of course. But, definitely a big sports fan, Atlanta fan. Falcons need a big performance on Sunday, but we'll see what happens.
Melton going to be fouled from behind there by Crane on the layup attempt. Yeah, not only do they need help, they need a win, and they need Tampa Bay to lose. I think you and I talked maybe about 3 or 4 weeks ago leaving. I said, well, I'm getting ready to go be heartbroken by the Falcons.
And we were heartbroken.
Yeah, that's pretty much every Sunday.
I mean, are you or I going to take Arthur Smith to the airport in about 2 weeks? Because it's time for him to go, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, if you listen to me on 680 The Fan, Monday through Friday, 6 to 10, there are some times we have discussed Arthur Smith. I don't know that there's anything left that can be done to keep his job. If you lose, you finish 7-10 again. for the third straight year. That would be 21-30 with 3 different quarterbacks. You spent a ton of money on defense this year, and the offense just feels like it's stuck in concrete.
And to touch on that point, a big part of it is if Arthur Smith's bread and butter wasn't offense, that's one thing. But you saw his offenses in Tennessee, they were flying, and you bring in a Bijan and you think, I'll get Derrick Henry light. But just like you said, the offense is just stuck in concrete and just can't get it moving. Like you said, I just feel like there's nothing really else for him to change his fortune.
Yeah, we'll see how that all plays out. It'll be interesting to see. Monday is normally the day in the NFL. If you don't make the playoffs, you're out of here. Hoffman drives in. Gitanos from the corner. That's going to be up just off the back iron and no good. And a rebound taken there by Carter Crane. Hendrix coming the other way. 54-15 the score right now. 6:49 to go in the third period. Head fake there, dribbling in the lane. Nice little runner for Ava Canadal, who steps in and knocks one down. Conference play becomes huge. Oglethorpe first conference game of the year. Hendrix 0-1 in SAA play. Oglethorpe would love to get off to a good start. Coach Ritchie is just a bundle of energy, a bundle of joy to talk to. You can tell he's somebody that truly loves what he does, who he works with. I think Coach Ponder's the same way, although he's a lot more silent. Coach Ponder, you'll know whether it's good or bad. 5 on the shot clock, Elder underneath. Rivera going to have it go off her hands and out of bounds going Hendrix' way. That's one of the coolest things for me. We'll take a timeout on the floor, continue this conversation afterwards. 6:10 to go here in the third period. Oglethorpe 54-17 on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. There was no timeout on the floor. Thought they called a timeout. They did not. The media timeout's normally under 5. One of the things when I got a chance to come in here last year is getting to know all the coaches. Coach Ritchie and Coach Ponder are great. Coach Ritchie, him and I will text just during the week about whatever. He'll hear me say something on the radio and get a good laugh out of it. So love that. Coach Will Long, the assistant coach, is actually my son's freshman coach at Discovery High School. Here's a funny story. Coach Long, Kanza from downtown. That's a money ball. Nothing but string music out of the corner pocket for Anna Kanza. She knocks it in. Coach Will interned with me 18 years ago in radio.
Oh, wow.
So he was once in the sports talk radio business as our intern. And when I saw him first here, he was like, I interned for you. And I said, oh, my God, that's how you know you're getting old. There'll be one day I'll see you 10 years from now working somewhere in a 3-ball up and good. Megan Gray knocks that one in. Just the second 3 of the day for the Warriors. Johnson going to get it across. Elder thought about a 3. She's going to drive baseline, kick it around to Kanza. Kanza underneath, and a layup and good for Kat Johnson.
There you go. Once again, freshman and freshman. You just see this youth, and I think that's a big part. Richie's really brought into the youth, and just I think a big part of that is to not alone that they trust him, but he trusts them as well. And
right.
To give them the space to, obviously, like a night tonight.
And Johnson swats that one out of there, but she's going to get called for a foul with the body. But I like what you say there. There is a level of trust. Doing the coaching that I do on the side with some AAU, the relationship with players and kids, you can see that Coach Ritchie just has an unbelievable relationship with these women. And any of the parents that have sent their daughters here to play for Coach Ritchie, you got to feel really good about what you're getting right now. I think we are going to get a timeout on the floor now. We'll take one with them on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. And we're back here on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. Hendrix going to the line. It will be Ava Knadel with a chance to shoot 2. 59-21 your score right now with 4:36 to go. Get you caught up on some of the scoring going on. Malia Melton leading the way with 9. Briley Elder with 9. Anna Konza with 8. Over on the other side, Simone Shields has 6. Knadel just hit her second free throw to go to 6. And Shelby Heil with 5. Checking back in is Ellie Ronan. Love to see Ellie back in, walking around with a cast or a boot for as long as I've been doing this. She checked in today, and I literally had to do a triple take. I was like, is that Sydney Bumgarner just wearing a different jersey? And it was not. And it was Ellie Ronan checking in. I'd love to see her with that size. You add her with Kamaria Rivera and Kat Johnson. My goodness. They might have more size than the men's team.
Well, no, that in the first half I looked up and I saw, I was like, I've never seen us have this much size. Usually we have one with usually 3-4 guards out there. But, yeah, with the size, especially in conference play, we want to bring a little more physicality. I think it'll be a huge testament, and it'll pay off when she kind of gets her legs under and gets more up to game shape. But, yeah, the three of them, the combinations of two, the various combinations is really exciting, I think. Yeah,
it's absolutely great. Seeing Kayla D. Herrera check in, and Ronan, as we talk about it, comes up with a rebound. Anna Konza heading the other way. 4:02 to go here in the third period. Injury and sickness. I understand there's the flu running around campus. I was sick right after New Year's. Johnson going to drive in, have that one blocked. Hope Kat's okay. She landed a little awkwardly on that one and is going to pick up a foul. Good block. Looked like by number 30, Carter Crane. Johnson landed a little bit awkwardly, but she looks okay. Up and moving. Warriors down 59-22. But I heard the flu was going around, which is not a good thing. I got a little bit sick after New Year's. My daughter came home from college, and I think she brought it home.
That was a gift to her father,
yeah.
Of course.
Thank you. Here's a Merry Christmas to you. Now you have the flu. Yeah. Jump hook taken there by Olivia Kessner. She is a 6'2" sophomore forward out of Prairie Grove, Arkansas. The entire lineup for Hendrix is either from Arkansas, Texas. They do have a couple of young women from Branson, Missouri. So,
the lovely Arkansas trip is always
How was that? So you played soccer at Oglethorpe.
Yes, sir.
When you would make that trip, was it the typical Hendrix, Millsap, Rhodes? Did you do them all at once?
So you double up. It's usually a 2.
Okay.
You'll go out. You'll do the long way out to Arkansas, and then on the way back in, you'll hit Millsaps. And
okay.
Then, it's a little.
And then maybe
little
Birmingham Southern or something like that.
Yeah, a little weekend.
So you would spend 2 weeks out?
No, it'd be a weekend. So usually it'd be only the 2 teams.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a weekend. I mean, honestly, I think it can work for and against them. I think having people come out there, it's obviously a very different. Away games are very different, but especially that long travel can kind of catch up to you, especially on a short weekend like that. But
I was going to say, you leave Sunday, whenever, just say the game ends at 5 o'clock. Going to Arkansas, that's got to be, 6-7 hour drive back? So you're getting home at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning?
Absolutely. It's a Thursday to Sunday. It's a very long weekend.
D. Herrera gets whacked across the arm. She'll head to the foul line. You know, I always mention I played NAIA sports, so I went to a school about the same size, a little bit smaller than Oglethorpe when I was there. Now, the school's bigger. They've added a football team since I left, so it went from 1,200 to 3,000 students. We took many of those van trips, and I don't know, here it's a different year. I also went to college 94 to 98. Our van trips, there were times, because our baseball team, we had one coach for 20 players.
Oh, wow.
We had to take 2 vans. Guess what? One of the players had
driving.
And they'd always look at me, John, you're driving. I said, oh, boy. Now I got to go play center field and pitch after drive. We never did a 7-hour road trip. I think the furthest we went is we were in Tyler, Texas, which is in between Shreveport and Dallas. Okay. We took about a 6-hour trip up to Oklahoma City, and we'd play, 2 days in a row and then head out of there from there. But most of ours were within about a 4-hour range. 3 ball from the corner pocket. That's going to be off the mark and no good. Malia Melton skies for the rebound. She's heading the other way. 60-24 the score. Malia drives in, just misses that one. Thought she got fouled. Have a chance to talk to her dad, who played for the Saints for a while. I won't mess with him today.
We'll see about Sunday.
Yeah, well, you want to hear something terrible? I'm married to a Saints fan.
I'm so sorry.
I know. My wife is raised in New Orleans. Her entire family are Saints fans. part of her wedding vows, I'm not kidding you, literally said, even on Sundays when the Falcons and Saints play, I'll be by your side. Let me tell you who doesn't sit by my side. We can't be in the same room.
Not. I could never. Absolutely not. I have testament. None. I would never, ever sit next to any Saints fans for that game.
She came with me. We went to the game a month ago when the Falcons won, and she was in the suite with us. All Falcon fans and her. And let's just say by the end of the game, she didn't want to talk to me or anybody else.
Oh, I'm sure there was a pleasant walkout. I'm sure that all the Falcons fans are happy to greet her on her way out.
Yeah, we gave her multiple salutes that day. Cates misses the second free throw after making the first one. Scramble on the ball. Melton going to come up with a steal. Hoffman going the other way. Allison going to set it back up here at the top of the key. Funny thing, again, playing college basketball, Gatanos, Hoffman, all of them can handle the ball better than I ever did. This is amazing. Rivera going to go inside, and that one's going to roll off the front rim. She's going to get fouled and head to the free throw line.
Oh, yeah, I could never lace them up. Much better with my feet, 100%. Definitely a feet soccer for sure.
So what's the goal now moving forward as a graduate? What was your major first and foremost?
So I was a business administration major, minored in communications.
Okay.
And, so honestly, I really just want to work in sports. I worked with Daniel. I came in my junior year, started in statistics, and just kind of really fell in love with not just the staff in the school, but also just like working in sports. It's always been kind of around that. And so just kind of doing that now, came back in the fall again and in the spring here at the university, but just kind of trying to break into the big sports world that it is, and the big exciting sports world. And hopefully Atlanta would be the dream, but definitely would be open to moving and testing my hand somewhere else. But yeah.
Great thing is, your generation has a lot more to do in sports. As I came up, I actually wanted to coach. That was what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Wanted to coach football.
Yeah.
I got a degree in physical education. And then when I moved to Atlanta out of school, I realized starting at the time, coaching didn't pay very much. So as an adult, I had to get a real job, and I ended up kind of a navigational path, working a lot of different jobs that I realized I didn't want. And I started in broadcasting as a 28-year-old intern at a now defunct radio station. 790 The Zone was here. It was the best sports station in town for about 20 years. And then, unfortunately, as corporations started taking over, went out of business. Yeah. And I worked at 92.9 The Game, and now I work at 680 The Fan. So I kind of got lucky, fell into it. I worked for free for a couple of years. And much like you, I've loved sports from the time I was 5 years old. And I never feel like there's a day I come to work. And I've got to meet a lot of the parents here from Oglethorpe. They're always thankful for me doing the broadcast. I said, I'm thankful to be here. I love all the kids are great, and I can call them kids because I have kids about this age. I have a daughter in college. All the coaches are great. Everybody here at Oglethorpe is great. So it's a fun environment, and I love the fact that I get to be here, 30 or 40 games a year.
Absolutely.
3-ball taken from downtown, and that one's up and good. Nice shot there by Natalie Edmondson, 5'10" freshman out of Bryan, Arkansas, with a knockdown three. 62-28, a minute and 40 to go here in the third period. Melton going to get it on the high post. Malia going to drive in, kick it to Hoffman in the corner. Reset with 16 on the shot clock. Malia is begging for the ball. Hoffman finds her, and they're going to call a 3-second violation. Malia is another one that's a bundle of energy.
Absolutely.
The only problem she has every now and then, a little over-energetic, gets her into foul trouble.
A little foul trouble, yeah. Down in the stats, she's a frequent foul, but yeah, for sure. Once again, as a sophomore, you can just see that the maturation has really developed from year 1 to 2. And I mean, you've been around the team for 2 seasons now. Something just feels different about this group.
Oh, 100%. And I like the girls that were here last year. I know a lot of them have transferred out or moved on. I thought Coach Ritchie, and a nice layup there by number 12, Riley Brady. I thought Coach Ritchie got everything he could get out of the team last year.
Absolutely.
This team honestly can be a conference champion. Rivera, pull-up jumper and good, and a lot of it's going to go
starts
through
with 20. Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I watched her last year, and I asked Coach Ritchie, I said, how do you get Kamaria Rivera here? Because she nothing against anybody at D3. There are D3 players that play in the NFL and play in the NBA and everywhere else. She could play at a higher level.
Absolutely.
And he said, raised the right way. Her parents wanted her to go here. Great kid, came from a great high school program. And, she just puts this team on their back when they need it. And, now she has so much additional help. And you could see the team this year. They all love each other. They all trust each other.
Yeah.
And as a student here, and there's Kamaya with the hoop and the horn. As a student here, I like it when it's a Friday night. And I know right now a lot of kids are not back from school.
Yep.
But when we get into the later part of the season and this place is jam-packed, what's it like as a student being part of this?
It's absolutely fantastic. I think even last season, even with my senior year, it was loudest than I could ever imagine. And even it carries into this year, and we have now our student section, and we're just building something really special, like we said, on court, but especially off the court. It's so much energy. I mean, you see these kids, you have these classes Monday through Fridays, and yeah, it's one thing to be classes, but for them to take their time, their outside time to come and support you, and how we have just tried to double up on her buzzer duties.
She tried to. Well, that's the end of the third period. We'll take a timeout on the floor. It's 67-30. Oglethorpe in front here on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. Back here on the Oglethorpe Sports Network, John Michaels alongside Ben Schick hanging out with you. Fourth quarter of the first of two games today. Oglethorpe against Hendrix. Oglethorpe dominating right now 67-30. Nice turnaround jumper in the lane for Riley Brady, 67-32. We were just talking about the support of Oglethorpe and the students here. Going to a small school, it's obviously different than going to the University of Georgia or anything like that. The football players there are completely isolated. I've been up there with Kirby Smart and seen the facilities there.
Mansion.
Yeah, the
manor. The Smart manor.
Yeah, you're talking about multi-billion-dollar industry. It's different here.
It is.
D. Herrera with a nice pull-up jumper. Talk about that as a student and just being an athlete here. The men and the women kind of share the same facilities. Absolutely. Practice time's different. But there's got to be camaraderie. Like, you win, we travel together. It's got to be fun.
Absolutely. I think some of my fondest memories have been with other athletes at the school, honestly. Definitely had great memories with my own teammates, but I think and it's not just one sport. It's with one sport. It's not basketball with basketball and soccer with soccer. It's everyone. And, we have one dining hall. We all share that dining hall. Like I said, we all have class together. And it's honestly, like you said, it's different, and it's a big part of, like, looking back. It's like, oh, why would you want to come play at a D3 sport? Like, why would you want to come to a school like this? But yeah, you get to play your sport and you get your education, but a lot of it is I got to build these connections. I got to build these relationships with these people, these like-minded people, and a lot of similarities. So it was honestly special. It was special.
Melton gets called for a 3-second violation there. We're going to have Ellie Ronan sub back in. D. Herrera in, Carly Bell, Anna Kanza, Kat Johnson as well. You think about that. I'll ask you in a second how you ended up at Oglethorpe. Okay. But what I wanted to talk about, Barry is the one in conference that everybody wants to beat.
Everyone.
And when the men beat them about a month ago, it was electric in here. Outside of Barry, who would you say is number 2 on the hit list for Oglethorpe as far as maybe your biggest rival?
So top to bottom, I would say I feel like all the teams played BSC really well.
Okay.
I think BSC, for soccer-wise, it was definitely center. We kind of went back and forth on conference championships with them during my time here. I would say for soccer center, but I feel like we usually play. I mean, it's that Georgia, Alabama, it's that close proximity. Right. I feel we usually play BSC across the board pretty well. But yeah, definitely Barry's number one. Everyone circles that day. We mark it in red, and that's the one.
Charity Cloud going to sub into the game as well, as is Karina Lopez. They're going to get their first chance. Bell almost comes up with a steal. Ronan drives in, but that's going to be a nice little layup. Good. Made by Riley Brady. Brady now up to 6 points on the game. It's funny, my daughter she was going through the college process. Ronan underneath with the lefty, hoop and the harm.
Welcome back, Ellie Ronan.
Yes, and you can see Alex Ritchie is loving this. Yeah. Coach Ritchie is fist pumping every time Ellie comes up with a layup. My daughter was going through college search process, and we were letting her. I was trying to steer her down to Florida. She didn't want to go to Miami. Miami's very expensive. Where she ended up going is very expensive. Karina Lopez grabs the rebound. I'd love to see Karina come up with a basket. Charity Cloud, I got a chance to meet her mom the other day. Very nice lady. Carly Bell drives in, misses the layup. But the second school on her list was Barry. Okay. And she goes, Dad, I want to go take a Barry tour. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, I don't want to go to Barry. And it's not, there's a lot of really nice people at Barry. Absolutely. But after spending a year here, I said, I'm going to feel dirty if my daughter goes to Barry.
Exactly.
As we're doing the tour, they walk us into the basketball gym, and they're like, oh, this is where this is that and this and that. And I said, Oglethorpe's going to win up here. And the people looked at me, and I go, I do play-by-play for Oglethorpe. And, of course, my daughter's going, what are you doing? She's like, Dad, would you be quiet? I said, no.
You got to let them know.
And after we walked around, she goes, yeah, I don't want to go this far away. She ended up at Mercer, which is about as far away. Jump hook could be off the mark, no good. Kanza comes up with a rebound. But either way, even with just a year being here, I could feel the rivalry with Barry. Oh, yeah. Like I said, a lot of the people up there are super nice. My brother-in-law's son played football at Millsap.
Okay.
So I told him, I said, yeah, we don't have football, but we'll get after him. Kanza going to line up a three. And money ball for Anna.
There we go.
That's how you get the puppy set.
There we go.
Get the form under you. 74-34 the score right now. Kanza knocks one down. Like I said, I need Karina Lopez to get a basket.
There we go.
You know, and coming to practice watching Karina or watching Charity Cloud, and Charity played a lot more last year. Watching them young women compete like they're going to play 40 minutes.
It's top to bottom.
Yeah.
It's top to bottom. I think, honestly, separates a lot of teams. Like, that is every day. I think Richie's built that culture, and themselves, they hold themselves to that standard that doesn't matter. Like you said, they all think they're going to get that 40 minutes in their head, that they come and bring it every day. And
Sydney Bungbarn are going to check in, as is Elizabeth Lewick. So you love to see both of them come in.
Absolutely.
Cindy came in the last game, made a free throw, and you could see all her teammates just going crazy. So if we can get her a basket, get Karina a basket, it would be awesome. Cloud going to drive in. Charity misses. Bumgardner with the rebound. She's going to be fouled, so she'll get a chance to go to the line and shoot some free throws and see if she can score some points here and get another one. These are the games, and, you know, I hate it for Hendrix. That's a long trip for them. Oglethorpe has played a really good game today. Hendrix probably has not had their A or B game. You hate it for them, but for us to see, again, the women that practice so hard, and Sydney drills the free throw, see them practice so hard and not get a lot of time, and all the effort that's put into it. And you could talk to that, being a former athlete here, the amount of hours that you had to put in.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, especially as a freshman, I mean, everyone comes in with these huge eyes of eagerness, and it's just part of obviously every freshman comes in, thinks they're going to play, and you honestly got to earn your stripes, I feel like. And for me, that was also part of it. I didn't even really get much of my breakthrough until my senior year at the university.
Three ball up and good for Bella Cates out of the corner.
And so, yeah, I think 100% that, like, sometimes it just is that process, and you just kind of have to go through that grind. And, I mean, we all put the same hours in. Like, and that's honestly the thing. Like, it'd be easy for them to walk away, but they go, look, even if I get 10 minutes, 2 minutes, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm here. I want to be a part of this. And I think that's congratulations to all of them. I think everyone plays a role, and it's, like you said, we all put the same hours in. You will log a lot of hours. I find a lot of free time now graduating. I'm like, I don't have practice.
I don't have to go run for 2 hours.
That's actually pretty open for me. Yeah, so for sure.
I played 2 sports, and basketball and baseball overlapped at the end.
Okay.
So I would think about, we'd have baseball practice because you only could practice at the school I went to during the day. We didn't even have lights on the baseball field. So our practice would be from like 2 to 4. Our dining hall was only open from 4:30 to 6. It was the most ridiculous thing ever. And I'm sure it's changed since then, but back then it was from 4:30 to 6. I'd finish practice, go eat, go shower the dirt of baseball off, and then we had basketball practice from 7 to 9.
There you go.
So I had very little free time, which was probably better for me.
It's kept you out of trouble?
Yeah. It kept me out of the girls' dorm, which was probably would have kept me out of trouble. So, yeah, it was always a good thing. But it's one thing that parents and fans don't understand, I think, a lot, is the hours that are required to play at any level.
Absolutely.
And this is why I've said for years, and people have gotten mad at me on the radio, and I'm glad kids at the D1 level can get NIL, or really can get NIL anywhere. Corner jumper coming for Carly Bell. That's going to be just short. Rebounded.
There you go.
Taken up. Cloud going to get fouled, but no call. And a rebound taken away. And Lewick going to foul in the backcourt. I've always been in favor of kids making something, and I'd love NIL to get here. So if it ever works that way for students at Oglethorpe, especially, as a non-scholarship school for athletics, you got to find ways to make a little bit of cash when you're out there. What did you say, practice at least 10 to 12 hours a week, if not more?
I would say so. I think official practice time, and a lot of people put in their own.
Right.
I found time that I could put in outside of the designated practice time, but yeah, I would say definitely 10 to 12 a week. And that doesn't even include your games, because you got practice and then you got your games, you got your road trips,
travel time,
you got your home games, and so.
And then trying to be a student on top of that.
Absolutely. Yes.
And Oglethorpe, as prestigious as they are as a university, this is not a place that you can be a student. Like, you got to be a student.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
When I talked to Uba Zigbo, he told me he's like dual enrolled at Georgia Tech. And I said, dude, how do you have time for anything? He said, I'm focused. You want to talk about a great kid.
Absolutely.
Second free throw, no good. Carly Bell grabs the rebound. 4:58 to play, just to kind of reset where we're at. 76-38, Oglethorpe in front. Coach Ritchie has kind of cleared the bench, getting some great players in, giving them an opportunity. Charity Cloud in, Elizabeth Lewick, Cindy Bumgardner, Karina Lopez, and Carly Bell. Lopez from way downtown. And that's going to be pure out of the corner. Karina Lopez. Corner money ball, knocks it in for 3. Shields the other way, off the mark, no good. Lewick comes up with a rebound, and Bumgarner actually going to bring it across. She'll get handed off to Charity Cloud. Love to see that. Karina works hard, and just to see her hit the 3. Good pass there. Corner 3 for Carly Bell, and that's going to be back-to-back. Triples out of the corner, and Cindy Bumgarner throws up the 3 on the assist. Carly another one. Sweet as they come, dealt with a lot of injuries, and back playing a big role for this basketball team. 82-38.
That's got to be a season high. Absolutely.
I think so. I'll have to look. If it's not, it's close. 3 ball coming from the corner for Megan Gray, off the mark, no good. Lewick fighting for it, and she's going to go out of bounds. Oglethorpe right now, 82-38. Let me look back throughout the season. No, they won 88-65 against Warren Wilson, 90-52 against Averett University. So 90 looks like the high. It is. They're on pace right now. Well, they're gonna have to get some shots to fall. Pull up jumper there, off the mark, no good.
But I'm sure 82 Richie will be more than happy with the performance tonight.
Yeah, he'll be happy with everything. And again, we had 4 women down tonight with various ailments. Gabby Hudson with some type of lower leg injury. Mia Havica hasn't played in a couple of days.
Starter.
Yep.
Yeah, starter out.
Gabby Hudson, 3 ball just rolls off for Lewick. Gabby hasn't played. Morgan Skipper's out as well. That 3 ball, no good. Bell chasing it down, and that's going to be an over and back. Gray was in the back court, did not reestablish herself on the front side. Lewick played a lot early on in the year.
Well, and even I think things like that, like to start coming in as a freshman or coming in any season, you have high hopes, obviously, and to kind of have your role change, it can be not just a physical test, but a mental test as well. To kind of go through that and just keep that focus every day, like you said, to bring it in practice. Once again, like kind of going through the ups and downs as a season, as a grind, and testament to her.
Lewick grabs a rebound, and Cloud going to bring it the other way. 82-38 with 2:36 to go. See if Daniel will order us some pizza or something in between the game. He did that for us in baseball. Baseball games get 7 hours long.
Long and cold, nice March baseball.
Yeah, trust me, I've already told him I'll be sitting in with the scorekeeper. I will not be up on the hill with the tent and the wind and the cold.
We will be cleaning it out. We've already discussed. We're cleaning it out, and we're bringing a space heater into the box.
100%. Can't wait for baseball season. We had some fun out there as well. Lopez digging in on defense. Nice dribble drive here, up and good. Nice layup there for Riley Brady with the left hand, 82-40. Nice group of Hendrix parents make the trip. And this is one of the things I love, and it's really about all sports, but especially at the D3 level, you will see parents say, you know what?
Absolutely.
I'm going to take a 5-day trip with you.
Absolutely. I mean, we had a Boston team in here over the last week. And I was absolutely shocked with the amount of parents who came out and come to support. I was blown away.
Who was it we played for in baseball that was from Ohio last year? And they had the entire outfield.
They had a bus. They brought a bus down.
Yeah, they had the entire outfield. And I think we threw a no-hitter against them in one of the games. And then they beat us maybe in one or two of the other ones. But you're talking about an entire outfield full of fans. And, you know, I'm hoping that my son has a chance to play somewhere, and I already told my wife, no matter where it is, we're going to spend a lot of time on the road.
Absolutely.
With basketball, I won't be able to go to every game, but there'll be home games and anything close. Hopefully, you know, I'll get a chance to go to. I'm hoping he plays D1.
You still coach him?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I coach AAU. We actually start, which is why I end baseball in March. I'm not able to do the end of the season because I'm into basketball season. He's playing freshman ball and JV ball right now up in Gwinnett County.
Okay.
They did not do well today.
So I got to ask, as a coach, are you hard on him, soft on him?
No, there's you look at me. There's no soft coach. He gets it worse, honestly, than anybody else on the team.
Yeah.
And it's not worse in a demeaning way. It's worse in I want you to be better.
Yeah.
And if I'm soft on you, everybody on our team knows that you're a favorite.
Yeah.
So there's times he gets yanked out of the game in a minute and a half for doing something stupid. Charity drives in and just has it rim out. Really wanted that one to go down. They've been stuck on 82 now for about 2.5 minutes. Layup going to be good there for number 21. That's Abby Sutton, 5'10 freshman out of Hooks, Texas. But no, I really enjoy the coaching. The kids that I've had since 7th grade. They're now all freshmen in high school. Okay. Some of them play varsity already. Some of them play JV. You know, just to see their growth is fun, and I can't wait to the AAU season because then I get to be a little wild and crazy. 6 on the shot clock. Cloud going to drive in, have that one off the mark and no good. And the officials at this point have just swallowed the whistle. I think unless there's just an open tackle, 3 ball on the way, no good as well. Good rebound. As Carter Crane comes flying in and puts that one back in. 10 on the shot clock, 10 on the game clock. Oglethorpe going to win to improve to 9-4 on the season. And they're going to be stuck on 82. 82-44 looks like it's going to be the final, and it is. Oglethorpe going to improve to 8-4 on the year with an 82.